All right, so welcome guys to the last video of the day. At least today I was able to do other videos earlier, so I'm finalizing with this based on the new realization, right? Yeah, so we've seen about the the punishment on Marwa. We've seen on Matiko's mother and all that, and of course I've been in the political analysis. We've seen a lot of shenanigans on Kenya, especially after Gachagua dropped the bombshell yesterday. Of course, Khalwale's politics are not missing, guys. If you are not into politics and you would wish to see the summary, please get to my Life Saga TV channel and get enlightened about one or two things here and there. So, guys, let's turn back to edutainment for us, the last video of the day. Of course, tomorrow I'm planning to do some lesson because so far at work, the work I'm left with is very limited, very small, all right? So, I hope you had a nice Monday. Of course, after this, I have to go to my Facebook page and update some things because, yeah, the Facebook platform really needs a lot of effort. You have to post a day, a lot of things, you know, a lot of things for you to earn anything. So even though we are monetized, we have to really put a lot of effort to earn something worthwhile on the live stream. So welcome. I don't know, these days people have run away wherever they go to, but I still grind it hard regardless. Yeah, so here we are, considering the different aspects on the streets. Of course, Nyabohanse has a lot. Simabanu, hi, how are you? I hope you're fine. So I go to Aaron H, hi, big up to you. Like the video. Sup, hi, hello, welcome to the house, and thank you so much for showing up. It is another reaction, and I am here actually to just take part in the three aspects. Maybe others will crop up, but the key aspects are three. Hey, nepipi, soup. Hey, sometimes I get coded language here. Thank you. I appreciate the promise. All right. So, guys, we've been watching Brian for a very long time, and I keep watching him because he appears on all videos by DVY Jr. Unfortunately, recently there was somebody who just indicated that it was marijuana and misled us into thinking that that was causing headaches. But I suspected that there was something more because I was asking myself, is it just marijuana? Because the lady, the dancing grandma, oh, so soon, Aaron, you just joined and you left immediately. No problem if you're engaged elsewhere, no problem, but you can come back later and maybe watch the videos. Also, Otro, is it Otro NPP? Otro or Aili, you're also going, no problem. All right, so looking into Brian Vapor, all the time, people have been just castigating him. You know, it's unfortunate. Sometimes people can really be very malicious. I was looking at the comments and I was trying to say the other day, why are people blaming Vapor so much, saying that he's taking drugs, that is why his eyes are like that, you know? PKXD Naman, hello, welcome in the house and thank you for being here. Aili has said leaving, no problem. I know if you're meant to be here, you'll be coming another time, but you can subscribe to the channel. Also press the notification bell if you like what you're doing. and keep watching our other videos even any other time. You're welcome. I really appreciate your presence. God bless you. All right, so as we go into the analysis, what I want to say is sometimes even when we are sick, people will say that we are drunk. All right, you may be sick, but some people will say you are pretending. You may be sick, but some people will say you are just well. That is the world. So I've been watching a lot on Brian Vapor, and when Brian Vapor actually began to complain of headache, I was surprised. I wondered whether it was just out of marijuana, as the lady was saying. Because, of course, we have seen people who take marijuana, and even when they stop, even though there is that feeling. But I was just wondering, Badal Ansari, India, welcome, welcome. Friends from India, namaste. Namaste, how are you? Welcome, welcome. And be blessed for being here. Thank you so much. Yeah. Indian people really watch me a lot, and I think I really appreciate. Special shout out to them. The Trio of Fun, hi. If you are new here, please remember to subscribe and also like the video. We have 2 likes currently, but we can have 20 for today. At least 20 likes. Don't forget to like the video. Badal Ansar asks, my country is Kenya. I think I should be placing a flag at some point to save people from asking my country. But my country is Kenya. And if you've been watching me, of course, you know. So please like the video. Sometimes the network here can be a problem, but I think I've solved the problem. So please come back. Those who are here, don't disappear. The network was playing a tricks on us, but I've amended it. All right, so as I've said, when we are unwell, not everybody will agree that we are unwell. Even at place of work, you will have doubting Thomases. They'll say this person was just well, they are pretending. You know, there is a time even at our workplace when we were amending the Constitution for the welfare. There are some people who came up with theories and were indicating that considering sickness under welfare would make people pretend that they are sick when they are not. And I was actually not happy with such a comment because sickness does not come when you expect. And so the welfare people just decided that the only thing they'll cater for is birth, death, and I don't know what. And I said, do you mean the welfare aspect is just for when you have to come when somebody has died and not when they are sick? You know, when you are sick, you might have bills that you are unable to cover for. And someone cannot be, there are very few people who can pretend to be sick when genuinely they are not. And especially we wanted the welfare to take care of critical situations. But people just trashed it down. They said, what if someone is pretending and all that? So I don't know. Is it because people have trust issues? Is it because they don't want to help someone when alive? I don't know. So it happened that people just agreed that they'll only step in when somebody has a funeral or maybe birthing. And unfortunately, after even deciding so, it reached a time they would not maintain that anymore. So what I'm saying here is that most times when we are unwell, before our situations are critical, so what I'm saying here is people kind of ignore. There is Ruth Munyui. Ruth Munyui was here yesterday. Big up to you. Thank you so much for showing up. Badal Ansari said, yes, yes, you are Hindi. Hello, hello. No, I'm not Hindi. I'm from Kenya, so I'm a Kenyan. Okay. You said hello, Badal Ansari. Hello to you. And namaste to the great country of India, because I have a lot of people follow me from there. Ruth Munyui, welcome my sister. I hope you're fine. Welcome here and be blessed. All right. Yeah. So the reality is that when you are living and we need assistance. Sometimes people ignore. And that is why sometimes I respect people like David Jr. They are really trying, because in reality, even if there is chop chop, which may be there, but he is trying, I think. Because when you look at his approach with Marwa, it's quite different. That is why when I compare the two, I think David Jr. is really trying. He may be making it out of it, but at the same time, he is really trying. Tree, ebu enda ulale. Enda ulale kwa kitanda, mama. Enda ulale kwa kitanda. Unangojea nini? Hmm? Good night. Annabelle, good night. All right. Yeah. So the reality is that life can be very unfair to some people, and the judgment is also very harsh. So when I was looking at Brian Vepper on David Jr.'s channel for the last, I don't know, 2 weeks, people have been castigating Brian Vepper a lot, because this is a boy that actually grew up in a very difficult situation. When the father died, he was unable to sustain his life in the village, and he dropped out of school. Then he went to Nairobi. He was doing a lot of different tasks, including conductor and then delivery of gas, before he came back to Nyabohanse. Now, when he came back to Nyabohanse, we saw him sticking around Murimi a lot. He used even to sleep in Murimi's house, and later on, he was made to go back home. And people have talked a lot. I don't want to go down into that because I have no idea about that. But in relation to reaction, today my reaction will be quite different. So when I look, thank you so much. I've found 4 likes. Thank you. I really appreciate. Arigato gozaimasu. That is what the Japanese friends say. Arigato gozaimasu. All right. Thank you, Ansari. Thank you so much. And anybody else in the house, because I can see some other people there. May God bless you. Ja bless. All right. So, you know, this guy, Brian, after leaving home and then coming back, he was in a situation that he was almost hopeless until David Jr. really helped him to come back to the track. However, he has had a problem with doing away with the drugs. And of course, he has been struggling, battling as David Jr. tries to help. And there are times, maybe David Jr. sometimes is even blamed of giving little money that makes these people go drink and then come back, mess up. He tells them, I'll not help you, but then still helps, you know. In fact, some subscribers were really mad at David Jr. They were telling him to stop helping here and there. But I like the fact that there are those who are still willing to. They are saying, at least Brian Vepper is trying, they should help. Now, it is sad that today it has come up that with the headaches that people are doubting that he may just be on drugs, it has been recognized today in a scan that one of the subscribers pushed for, that this guy has internal head bleeding in the head. And I'm just suspecting that this might have happened when they had an accident with Murimi. Possibly, that's my suspicions. However, I don't know why during that time they never went for a serious treatment, but it is what it is. We don't have to go back to the past, but there are lessons people should learn from this. Whenever you experience an accident, anytime you have experienced an accident, it's very important that you go for head scanning. Scanning, especially any part of the body where you are hurt. I have one of my marketers who markets for me books. There is a time he really encountered a serious accident. And even though he was saying the only person who is injured was the other, I told him, go for scanning. Make sure you do an x-ray and whatever. And of course, he checked and found out that he was not actually seriously injured. And he was treated, then left to go. But anytime you have an accident, it is my advice that you consider to go for X-ray plus scan, because you may never know. You know, like now I'm imagining it is almost 2 weeks since Brian Vepper had an accident with Murimi. They were on a motorbike, and then the next day we saw them on the streets. But Brian Vepper had very serious, wounds all over the place. And I just asked in one of my reactions, I said, why is it that they have not gone for serious treatment? They have just gone and they are about, I didn't even know that would come up now in David Jr.'s video today. He has posted indicating that Brian Vepper has gone for head scan after one subscriber pushed for it. And he has been diagnosed and found to have internal bleeding. This reminds me of Ogobina's story yesterday. For those of you who watched Ogobina on his channel, he actually updated us about the internal bleeding of some other guy. It was an internal serious bleeding actually, and I think I'll be talking about here that one too. On Obina Extra, that is where he showed us something. TV Extra, he showed us something about internal bleeding of a guy. They had been together in a show, yeah. So not easy. So it's like most people judge from the, people just judge squarely and very quick to judge, but the reality is sometimes what someone might be experiencing is very different. So a lot of subscribers on David Jr.'s end were just saying that this guy is taking a lot of drugs and that is why he has a problem and what have you. And I was just imagining, is it really marijuana? Then parody lady, this lady they are constructing the house for, she was there speaking very loudly saying that it's marijuana that is causing this. Brian takes marijuana. And I was saying, why can't she let this boy go to hospital? In fact, I did another reaction and said, let them take him to hospital and then check. And fortunately, David Jr. listened to the subscribers, took Brian Vepper to hospital. And today the condition comes out. It means it's an urgent one. It's an urgent condition. So they have realized that the boy has internal bleeding and he needed to have been attended to long ago, but there was no realization earlier. So today, they just decided that he has to be to go to hospital. Therefore, I learned something that people in Nyabohanse should stop ignoring medication. If it was Maru, I don't know whether he could consider such a movement. Would he? I don't know. Maybe I don't have to judge him, because the other day when grandma was sick, they finally took him to hospital, but But sometimes I see delays in medical attention here, but David Jr. at least has been trying. Only that sometimes they don't go for serious scrutiny, they delay on it. But finally, today we have seen it. So let me show you the receipt. I don't want to keep talking and talking and talking. Let me just show something here David Jr. posted a while ago. Yeah, let's check on this one here. We have just started 19 minutes. We have 40 minutes to go. So please be patient with me. And I really like those who come and stay. When you stay, you support me big time. Because the more time you spend here, the more you are supporting me to actually actualize my dream of monetization. So let's get to see this video here. We have a lot of videos in the house. Yeah, so this one here. Yeah, here. And David Jr. had actually to complain about subscribers who are pushing him, saying all he does is what they tell him to do.
It's because I'm being given instructions by the donor, guys. That is not my money, and for me, I have to stick to the instructions. you know. So if you want to support Brian Vapor, if you want to support him build a house, please donate. We build for him a house. It is as simple as that. The reason why I am at this home is because of the donors. They pull up for the grandma, even she's right there in the farm working so hard, in which I'll be going there. Yeah, so for me, what I do, guys, it's fully instructed by the donors, not me. When I'm given instructions, I deliver. It is as simple as that. Okay, so guys, this is Jonte Fresh. He's a content creator.
Okay, so David Jr. had to start with clarifying some things, you know. There are subscribers who push a lot, and that's what I've just learned by watching the channels in Nyabohanse. All right? Whether there are gigs that also receive cuts, I do not know that part, but there are always questions surrounding that. But David Jr. says here clearly that when a subscriber or donor pushes his money into somebody's pocket, there are instructions given. So those instructions have to be followed. And of course, I'm just imagining, because there is a time we did proposal to UN, and they did, you know, a staff room in our school. And I was in charge of that because I could travel to the offices and go see the people in charge. Now, what I remember is that with that one, they were managing, and they were even bringing some of their auditors to check on what we were doing. If those donors were as strict as I saw, I think we could have very minimal problems in Nyabohanse. And anyway, so he was clarifying on that and saying, if someone wants more help, if someone wants that they pull big time for Brian, let them come. Now, when you look at Brian, actually, even the eyes, they are, you know, they are sickly. And many subscribers have been attacking him for no reason on David Jr.'s channel, saying that he's using a lot of drugs. In fact, today, one person, I think that person will go and repent. You people, you normally tell us reactors we are too much, but some of you subscribers, you are too much. Because one of the subscribers just loosely commented on David Jr.'s platform saying that Brian had taken alcohol. However, look at the report now from the hospital. He has brain, you know, hematoa. Is it called hematoa or something? So internal bleeding has been his problem. And that is why he has headache. And when you have headache, my friends, you can agree with me that when you have headache, the eyes will be loose, you know. This part of the eye will not be normal, you know, because you are pulling the veins within your head. For those of you who have actually studied something to do with neurons and all that, you understand the neurons from the brain to the eyes are linked somewhere. And so you will not have a normal face. So this guy is Brian Vapor. And many people have been saying that he's drinking alcohol. That's why he looks like that. May God forgive them, actually.
Brother to Brian Vapor, today we'll be sharing the results of what Brian is suffering. Even me, I don't have any idea. He will be explaining more and more. What's inside here? Open. Because Brian Vapor, he has undergone head scan. And for sure, guys, thank you for always advising us accordingly. Brian needed the head scan so that we can get to know. These are the receipts. They are right here. I don't... Okay. Okay, let me show them. You know, today is on cash fast flow talking.
Okay, so I'll be skipping a lot of details. But after checking through the results, David Jr. brought to us the issue.
Only able to see the full pictures of the...
Oh, the brain.
Yeah.
Okay. What is Brian suffering
Brian
from?
has internal bleeding.
What?
Internal bleeding near the brain. Even at the hospital, they recommended we should go to KC direct from there. Because
Brian, I'm
is
so
really lucky
sorry.
because I've said for that long, no one could have survived for that.
Internal bleeding.
Yeah, near the brain. You can able to sit here. I'll be showing you everything. The recommendation is okay, it's soya.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so emotional because me too, this is the news. You didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Now you're breaking the news together. Okay. Brian has the internal bleeding at his brain. That is the news that he's sharing.
Okay, findings. There is collection of isohyponic fluid seen in the subdural space overlying the left frontal, parietal, accipital lobes with laying of the fluids. Yeah. The thickness of the collection of at their widest area.
All right. So maybe the details are just too much for us, but actually, this is a lesson. I am actually getting a lesson from here that when you have headaches, when people have headaches, especially if they have been involved in an accident, we need to take them serious. It is not always that if somebody is using drugs, then we quickly run to conclude that they are taking drugs. So a lot of people, DVY Jr. subscribers, most of them have been blaming Brian Vepper. Whenever he has been feeling unwell, they have been saying he has taken alcohol, he has taken marijuana. And this lady, the dancing grandma, she will also go and she must go and repent. She needs to repent because she talks too much. She talks too much, but sometimes she talks even without knowing what she's saying. The other day, she convinced everybody, including DVY Jr., that Brian Vepper was suffering from marijuana absence, that he has been using marijuana, and the reason why he's feeling the way he's doing is because he has stayed away from marijuana for some days. And I was like, seriously? Is that the problem? You know, I was asking in my video, is that the real problem, or does he have another problem? Why can't they, in that video I asked, why can't they take him to hospital and check and see? He might be having just another problem. I thank God that at least DVY Jr. listened to the comments and took Brian Vepper to hospital, and they have diagnosed, found his internal bleeding problem. And for what I know, the time Brian Vepper experienced an accident was 2 weeks ago. Imagine, 2 weeks ago. How I wish immediately after the accident they should have rushed to hospital to check. And I also did a reaction. You know, when reactors we speak, people just say, you people, you are attacking. You people, you just talk negative. Negative, yet we are here recommending. We are always here recommending some things. I remember that day when they had an accident, I said, yeah, even though they were drunk, maybe when they were riding on the road and got an accident, but did they go for serious treatment? Because in case there is something internal, what about that? I remember I did a reaction, and that time it was just people just kept quiet about it and it was forgotten, you know. And finally now you can see, I hope the neurosurgeon will be of importance to this guy Brian Vepper, because DVY Jr. had to drop everything he was doing to go save the situation. Thank God DVY Jr. has a little bit of a different heart, you know, and I think he takes his friends, even from the low cadre, as very important. Now, this reminds me of yesterday, Oga Obina the Top came up with a story about one of the friends, or the boys, one of the boys that works with him. They had been from the show at Thika, and then that boy had an accident, I think early in the morning, because even though they drove together up to Kahawa Sukari, I don't know what happened, that the guy still, maybe after they parted ways with Ogobina, I don't know what happened. The boy seemed to have again went around and an accident happened. So there was this accident on Shalkido. For those of you who watch Kenya, you know Shalkido, right? So Shalkido had a very fatal accident, and this is what the results were showing. So I'm just trying to bring this so that you understand how serious internal bleeding of the brain can be. Yeah, let's check on this. I hope I'm not really making you digress, because I'm just relating the stories.
Yeah, so we are in KU Referral Hospital. and things are not looking up because of a few factors. So number one, so when you came in, tukapeleka mpaka place yuko kwa ICU, and the nurses were good, and we were referred to one doctor there. She's called Dr. Zipora. She was not really good because when we went to ask her, we had our masks on and everything. So venye imefika nikauliza baba Shalkido update. Baba Shalkido akasema wameniambia basi yaipata vizuri. Nikasema sasa tuingie to follow up. So kuingia ku follow up akatuambia, so you gone to the doc, we've seen Shalkido, then we gone to the doc. Akatuambia, akaambia baba Shalkido, si nimeshakwambia. So then yeah, so probably either they were discussing about me or whatever, I don't know. I didn't concern kama niza kuja kumbeba. So nikamuliza, I gotta talk fast because of time. So nikamuliza, okay, if the neurosurgeon is to come and carry him to another hospital ama nini, how do we get the report? Then mwingine akanambia, get it from those nurses. So kaambia, we come to the radiotherapy department, nini, kandika. Nikamwambia thank you, tukatoka, nikabrief akina dada, I think we have that video, nikamwambia what is happening. Na tukatembea kutoka huko juu all the way there, explain ya vizuri. Shalkido alifika, hivi na hivi kafanyika, mpaka kauliza who's the next of kin, tukamwambia ni dad yuko hapa, akamwambia dad songa karibu. Kamuliza alipata accident asubuhi, akona internal bleeding kwa brain, the brain is bleeding, wamesema is a lot of places, ndio. So brain pia imefura, so is inoperable, they can't do anything about it. Then mguu yake ya left imevunjika hapa ndani. So hiyo mguu kuna wenye walivuta wakairudisha, lakini pia wataishughulikia, lakini the main thing kwanza ni the brain ipoe, because ina bleed na imefura, they can't do anything about it. So they started him on medication. But kumbuka huko juu tukiona kina Dr. Zipora wakatuambia hawajafanya anything because wanangoja neurosurgeon anakuja waambie. So Dr. Ali ametuambia walishampatia nini, alafu wakampatia hiyo nini ya kulala.
All right. So, of course, why did I bring Shalkido's update? Shalkido is one of the people that actually has been on Oga Obina at the top. If anybody, even in India or even in a different country, I think you know about Oga Obina. He's a very popular journalist in Kenya. He was working in radio stations. He was a comedian before he began to build himself. You know, the dreams are valid, guys. So this guy is very good-hearted. You know, he helps most of the boys around him. Some of them come back to shit on him, but he really helps them a lot, you know, regardless of the challenges he've experienced. So guys, I brought that so that you just understand that internal bleeding is a serious aspect. And I don't know, hey, Brian Vepper, God is with you. Actually, if you've survived for 2 weeks, 2 weeks after the accident, you have had internal bleeding and you have been moving around, working, I think this guy is very strong. Actually, the Americans and those people who have been supporting Davy Jr., please do support this guy. When this guy is going surgery, please help. And even after he heals and he's working out there, please help him. Help him. Let him stand out. This boy has suffered a lot, actually. I really feel for him because in the first place, he has struggled a lot. You know, that's real struggle. You can't even compare his suffering to Matiko. Matiko is there with the father, the mother, and everything. So I really wish that David Jr. subscribers should really, the donors, should really come handy for this boy, Brian Vepper. Because he's just wandering around and he has been struggling a lot to walk away from drugs. Unlike Murimi and Matiko, we've not seen him in a situation where he's very happy about taking drugs. You know, sometimes Matiko just keeps telling David Jr., tiga magana, which means do not talk a lot about what I'm doing, you know. But when it comes to Brian, he's always apologizing, struggling. So I feel that David Jr. should really push, or rather request his donors to support this boy big time. Let him not just have the small gifts. Let him have something strong that will make him realize it's a miracle. And I think for once, this surgery, I think, should be a wake-up alarm to David Jr. not just DVY Jr. but to this boy Brian Vepper. He should totally quit drugs. And I think DVY Jr. should use that moment when he's in hospital to have counselors talking to him so that he quits drugs, and also have a consistent checkup that will help him heal totally from drugs. Because drugs, when somebody uses for a long time, it becomes a very serious problem. And you cannot just tell them literally, stop taking drugs, stop taking drugs. You know, I will not help you if you don't stop taking drugs. You know that people are saying they'll help you if you stop taking drugs. The only thing that can help is he now understands slowly by slowly, and he has expert counselors talking to him, talking him out of taking drugs. Anyway, we wish him so the best. I wouldn't be pessimistic about anything. Brian is a very strong boy. Brian Vepper is strong, and through prayers and all the best wishes, I believe he will come out strong. And I believe he also has to actually he should be given that humble moment to grow so that he doesn't have a lot of pressure. I saw some subscribers who are willing to take him for a cooking course, that is catering, because he dropped out of school, but still we have courses these days. As long as you have class 8 certificate, you can do something. Who told you that you must finish Form 4 for you to have a course in anything? He can do that, then he can build himself in other ways, maybe business. If he's good at selling things, he can actually open a spare parts. I heard him talk about that. And I wonder, there is a time DVY Jr. had his money and was willing to... Annabelle? Teresa? Okay. So they were willing to actually open for him a spare part shop. So I wish they should just support him through that. There is another aspect here. Before I go, I move on to a different ROCIO with Juju. ROCIO, I don't know whether you are just trying to massage the ego of Uncle Juju, and maybe you people are trying to make it blind about the Trenchtown grandpa. Anyway, it has been a topic that is now outdated. And Muzungu Pebbles did something very great on a skit. I looked at it and I found fun in it. And I was like, yeah, a script is rolling here. And Pebbles has just caught them. Yeah, so let's look at this before we move on to a different story.
Lateral ventricle and midline shift of 17 millimeters.
They wanted to take him direct.
Yeah. If for sure even they give us bed so that they can work on the everything after the scan.
Aye, let's do this. Brian Vepper needs to be rushed right now to Kisii Hospital, and I'm accompanying him right now. So what you need to do, go put on at least presentable clothes, even remove. You have your car, because my car is a convertible, only 2 people. You have your car?
Yes.
I will file for you the car.
Yes.
Zara, we can take Brian to the hospital right now. Right now.
They stay there for 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
Okay. This is very urgent. It's very urgent, guys. We just need prayers. We don't need negative vibe at all. You heard Brian needs a lot.
The past life you had will shock you.
All right, so you see, I like the initiative DVY Jr. is doing here. Urgent process.
Hospital begins right now. Kisii, from here to Kisii is like 2 hours and 30 minutes right there. And here we just need prayers. No negative energy at all. So she's telling me she has brought, documents for school. Mama, tunaenda, lakini tuko na siko vizuri. Brian, unajua tulimtuma hospitali. Ametoa majibu nini yenye inamfanya anakuwa mgonjwa. Anatoka damu kwa ubongo. Sasa tunamkimbisha hospitali. Sasa Sasa hata watu wameshangaa mpaka saa hii yuko hai. So ni kitu yenye tunafaa tukimbie saa hii. Sasa mnataka mumpeleke hospitali? Tunakimbia Kisii saa hii. Oh baba. Tutaonana kesho. Haya baba. Haya. Tumuombe tafadhali. Aha. Mafundi. Unajua chakula nimepika? Aha. Tusubiri eti ndio unakuja huko niruhusu niwape. Songe wape mama. Sasa wewe unamulika baba, mimi sikujua. Ni sawa tu. Tutaonana kesho.
Oh, so you've seen the lady that is plowing there, or not plowing but digging, is the one who had claimed that Brian Vepper was suffering from marijuana absence. So she will actually, I know she will feel guilty and maybe repent, just as we also thought the same after she said so. And we actually seek the forgiveness of God and pray that he will come up strongly and have a better life. Actually, this boy requires help. Yeah. So it's unfortunate, as I'm saying, yesterday, Shalkido was in a very dismal situation with the brain swelling. You see the updates today on Obina. Shalkido died. You know, let's look at this.
A sad evening, as I am sorry to announce the demise of the late Paul, that's Shalkido. He died at 6:30 p.m. and it's so sad. Maybe let me just talk to Ogobina's PA and some of the family members through a phone call, and to Jue Ikoaje. We know at what time did they receive the information, Ikoaje?
I got a phone call from the uncle because, you know, since morning when I sent to the other side, you go and follow up each and every update to your Akoaje, what is needed. Yeah, so nimekuwa nikifuatilia all day. So each and every time nilikuwa saa zingine madaktari wananipigia I'm getting updates. So I think kuna kitu, I think by saa 8 hapo when I got a phone call from the father. Actually, I am the one who called the father. Ndio wakaniambia situation vile yako na vile daktari wanasema there are some organs in the body already zimeacha kufunction. Yeah, so but alikuwa anasema kuna dawa amedungwa. So baada anaendelea kufanya nini? Anaendelea kupata treatments. So nimekuwa nikifollow up all day because umejua leo tuna shoot. Naongoja wacha.
Oh, and at my last job we used Pillow for Dogs.
Yeah, so brain injury, by the way, it's a very serious aspect. That's why I'm saying that Brian Vepper is so lucky. God is with him. And I believe if he has been moving for all those 2 weeks, I believe with prayers and the right expertise, he will be well. Because look, Shalkido is one of the people that actually performs on Oga Obina, the top show. And he had an accident just on the night of Sunday. Yeah, early morning. I think early Sunday. Then he was rushed to Kenyatta Hospital, Kenyatta University referral. He spent there from that day, and then today by 6 p.m. in the evening, he passed away. And he had a serious internal bleeding, and he was also, the brain was swelling, so they would not even do anything. What they were trying to do is to give some medication until the brain stopped swelling. But unfortunately, the organs stopped functioning, some of them by 2, and by 6 he passed away, or he passed on. So you realize that brain injury is a serious incident, and that's why I'm saying if anybody experiences an accident, especially when hit on the head, it's important you go for scanning so that if there is immediate help you can receive, the better. We really pray for Brian Vepper actually. Now let's get to the story of ROCIO, just to cool down the tempers, because it's not a very interesting topic. Yeah. So let's check on this. ROCIO actually was on a live stream. Scam. Yeah, he had Scam. It was like 2 weeks ago. Canadian Prospect, hi. Welcome here. Thank you so much for showing up. Scam, there was an accident. This guy had with Murimi 2 weeks ago when they were, what was the event? I think there was a certain event. I don't know. Was it a birthday or what was it? There was some event at Nyabohanse, and Brian and Murimi went to Nyabohanse actually. And in the process of riding, they had a motorbike accident. In fact, he had a brain kind of hurt. When you compare to Murimi was just bruised a little bit, the hand and all that. But Brian had head injuries all over the places. And I did a reaction asking, I was asking and saying, motorbike accidents are very serious accidents. Why can they go to hospital for scanning and check out? Because there might be something serious. But sometimes we reactors, when we talk about these things, people just take it for granted. They say, you are attacking, you are not positive energy, why can't you be positive? When in reality, we are just critical eye. We don't have anything else we come to do in the streets, but we give a critical eye in what we see, right? Yeah, we give a critical eye. Just like we are asking, why should Maisha be left to eat sand in such a, a place that ROCIO knows that is a Sagaso, So when we ask such questions, then people are like, you are attacking, why can't you be positive? But we ask because we are just concerned and we are looking at what should be done and what needs to be considered. So that time, there was that accident, and Brian was a bit of sleeping for 3 days before he could show up in the streets. Then he showed up, he was bruised all over the places, and Devi was there laughing, saying, you people, you are drunk and all that. Of course, possibly they were drunk while driving, but the impact itself, you see, now it was delayed and they have realized too late, but we hope for the best anyway. So when you look at, I've just shown you an incident of Shalkido. Shalkido had a motorbike accident also, and he was taken to Kenyatta University referral when he has, he had an injured leg. At the same time, he had a serious brain internal bleeding of the brain. So you see, what I'm saying is motorbike accidents are sometimes very fatal, and people need to take care of this. Yeah, so let's hope for the best anyway. So let's get to the different story of ROCIO. ROCIO, there was something here. Roca Borera on live stream today. She was saying birthday queen. The birthday queen has begun already loading. And at some point in the video, she once talked to Jamaican Uncle, and was saying that they normally miss him in the villa. Whenever he leaves, they always call him. And I was like, okay, that should be serious. I hope it's true.
To achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, various stakeholders
Let's
in Japan.
skip this.
So full though with lunch, so I'm going to struggle a little bit for dinner. But yeah, I also wanted to share a little bit with you. Carlos Samuels, thank you so much for your birthday gift. Late dinner.
And I'm here working hard as usual. I don't like to sit down.
Where are you, in the States or in Jamaica?
No, I'm in the States now.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, man.
How was your arriving after being in the villa? I feel like we Like, it's strange, the villa without you. Like, every time you go, it's
I feel like it is what? It is strange in the villa. Every time you go, what happens? Hey, fake people all over the places. Sometimes, you can feel the fakeness. I don't know, as a critical analyst. Maybe for you, you feel differently, but I'm just imagining, all right, these people spend a lot of time together in the villa for almost, is it 3 months? But then the parting aspect was rushed, and we asked a lot of questions about it. Why this rush? Then Ridley came. Ridley aired also to Murife very fast, and then there was this Kali. Kali came, and the vocation was coming in, and so when I'm looking at ROCIO saying this, I'm like, are you for real? Tell us, are you for real? Anyway, let's see what she's saying here. So she says every time Jamaican uncle leaves the villa, they always have to call around expecting him around. I'm like, okay, you the same person who said you want privacy in the villa. You don't want a lot of people. It is high time that the villa becomes a private enterprise. And so you gave room to a lot of reactors actually to talk about this. In fact, there is a time she could talk and you are just thinking she's addressing Jamaican uncle for having overstayed. I don't know. Let's look at it more. Anyway.
like your presence is very strong. So when you're not there, it's like, where's Jamaican today?
Exactly. I miss it too much, Tumon. I miss it too much. I am dreaming about it.
Yeah.
Reality. Hey, laughing just because you want to cover up something, or maybe, I don't know. That's what I feel as a reactor anyway. That laughter you say, it's a plastic laughter. It's not original. It doesn't come from anywhere. It's neither there. It's a hollow laughter, right? There is a poem I once read about hollowness. Hollowness all over the place. Yeah? People making everything look like real, but they are hollow. you know, there is that laughter you laugh deep, and there is that laughter you just laugh because you want to fill some gap.
You really like it. You really like it.
Yeah, man. I really like it, man. And you guys treat me so well.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I never know I did have a second family like you guys.
Yeah, you're very welcome. You're very welcome all the time.
Thank you so much, Rocio. Yes.
Yeah.
And our baby Maisha birthday is coming up soon behind your one too.
Yes. Already 1 year already. We can't believe it.
Exactly. And we're so happy for you, man. We're so happy for you to give Mara such a beautiful son. Such a handsome boy, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, can I check when I'm doing this? Why can't you let me finish? All right. So I don't know what you feel about what I'm showing here, but in my own interpretation, as I said, there is some poem I once read known as Hollow. Is it Hollow Laughter or something? Or Hollowness, something like that. I'm trying to check it to see whether it's there. A poem that reminds me about this. I'll just be checking. Sanhajit Bakshira. Yeah, there's this poem by Lost Girl. A Lost Girl. Have you ever read this poem that says, Pretty Girl? That poem was written in 2018. The poem reads, people tell me I'm pretty girl, but when I look in the mirror, all I see is pain. I see the emotional scars and sleepless nights. I think of all the times I've cried myself to sleep. Every day, I get out of bed and question what I have to live for. Anxiety is my uneasy laughter. Depression seeps through my fake smiles. Hollowness lives in the bags under my eyes. Today, I look in the mirror and tell myself that I'm living for me. I am living for you. And the thought of helping others, I hope one day to see my own beauty and have love for myself. I hope one day you see that you are more than what others say. So that's a poem I read. And there is another about emptiness. I don't know. I've read a lot of poems. Is it I have this empty hollowness in my chest. I am nothing, yet I have everything. I feel empty. So I see emptiness in that laughter anyway, right there. But maybe I'm a wrong judge. I may be a wrong judge. I do not know. Maybe you people can judge better,
It's very, very
Only
cute.
you could, only you could do it. Nobody else. Trust me. Nobody else.
Of course.
Nobody else could do it beside you.
Thank you so much, Uncle. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm not going to take up this space. I'm going to, I just jump in to say happy birthday to you. I wish you
Thank
the
you.
best in life so that
Thank
you may
you.
live to see many, many more years and a lot of your dreams come true, especially what you always dream for. And I see you
Yes.
do some great things in Africa there. And I pray God blessing on you and that everything will mature and you will enjoy it and everybody around you will enjoy it also.
Yeah, man. All right, so we will be ending here. I don't think we'll go deep into other things. Tomorrow is another day, and we'll be analyzing more and more to see more aspects, right? Yep.